All right, fantastic. I'm sorry I'm a little late today. Welcome back. This is Susan Patang, your host for No More Losers, Dating After Divorce. But today we're not going to talk about dating after divorce. Today we're going to talk about the actual divorce. Before you can start looking for the perfect partner for you, before you can start finding that person, you have to process the pain and the grief and the emotions from your divorce. Okay. I've written a couple of articles about why rebound dating is not a good idea, because you need to process that. The reason is that even if you had a horrible, terrible marriage, okay, you're going to grieve the loss of that marriage because it was familiar to you. It was a huge part of your emotional daily life. And that is not something that you can just step away from and walk away from without leaving a part of yourself behind. So even, and I've been hearing a lot of people on some of the groups that I've been monitoring on Facebook, I've been hearing an awful lot of people talking about this horrible pain that they're going through, and talking about, the I can't believe that the soon-to-be ex did this and that, and oh my gosh, what the heck, what's going on? Why would they do that to me? Why would they treat me that way after all the time that we spent together and we agreed that we weren't going to make this personal, and yet there he is doing that. And the men too, not just the women, the men have been complaining. So let me tell you, I saw this need and I wanted to step in and help you guys out with this. A divorce is like an emotional blender. Okay. And if you've been divorced, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. No matter how friendly your divorce is, it's still painful. Okay. And that's why, like what I just said. So I'm announcing this new program. It's called Triumph Over Damage, Transcend the Pain of Divorce. And we are going to talk about building back your self-confidence and your self-esteem, because it takes a huge hit when we get divorced. It always does. We're going to talk about dealing with the legal profession, how to educate yourself, because they have their own logic and their own language that is just sometimes unimaginable. It's impossible to decipher. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about different ways that you can process that grief and that pain, because that's what's happening, is you are grieving the loss of something emotionally familiar to you. It was a huge part of your life. So I'm going to help you process that grief, and I'm going to teach you some new techniques that you can use, not just to process the hurt of the divorce, but to also just to reduce stress in general. Before I started working with divorced women, I was a stress management coach. So I've got some of that stress management curriculum and some of the No More Losers curriculum, which includes working through that pain. And that's how we're going to put this together. So the program, again, is called Triumph Over Damage, Transcend the Pain of Divorce. You can go on my website, www.thequietzonecoaching.com/services. You will see it there. You can grab a virtual coffee. There's a link to my calendar there so that you can sign up, and we're just going to talk. We're going to talk about what's happening with you, what you're experiencing, what your feelings are like. And we'll talk about how I can help you process all this. And I understand that a big honkin' 6-month program may not be something that you can afford right now. Don't worry about that. I have other packages. We have a core package that you can pick up. I've got a jumpstart program that you can grab with just some little techniques and things to process. And it depends what I give you for those smaller packages that cost a lot less money. It's going to depend on what you need. So I want to talk to you about that so I can give you all the details so that we can figure out what it is that you need in particular. So until tomorrow, go to my website, www.thequietzonecoaching.com/services. And it's called Triumph Over Damage, Transcend the Pain of Divorce. Until tomorrow, have a wonderful evening. Namaste.